Have you ever wondered why some golf tournaments matter more than others? The difference between a regular PGA Tour event and a major isn't just the prize money. It's history, prestige, and career-defining moments that separate the legends from the forgotten. The four majors in men's golf have created careers, crushed dreams, and delivered some of the most dramatic moments in sports history. In this video, I'll break down every major golf tournament, their unique identities, and the moments that made them legendary. From Augusta's azaleas to St. Andrew's brutal bunkers, these are the battlegrounds where golf immortality is earned, one pressure-packed putt at a time. The Masters Tournament. The Masters Tournament, held every April at Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia, is golf's first major of the year. Founded in 1934 by golf legend Bobby Jones and investment banker Clifford Roberts, it was originally called the Augusta National Invitation Tournament until 1939 when it adopted its current name. Unlike other majors, the Masters is played at the same course every year. Augusta National, a former plant nursery, features holes named after plants and flowers, like the famous 13th hole Azalea and the 12th hole Golden Bell. The tournament's iconic green jacket has been awarded to champions since 1949, and winners get to keep it for 1 year before returning it to the clubhouse, where it remains their personal jacket to wear only on club grounds. The Masters didn't allow African-American players until Lee Elder broke the color barrier in 1975. The club itself didn't admit its first black member until 1990, and didn't allow women members until 2012, when former Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice and financier Darla Moore were admitted. Tiger Woods' 1997 victory, winning by 12 strokes at age 21, remains one of the most dominant performances in Masters history. Jack Nicklaus holds the record for most Masters victories with 6, his final win coming in 1986 at age 46, still considered one of the greatest comebacks in sports history. The tournament's lowest winning score is 20 under par, achieved by Dustin Johnson in 2020 during the pandemic-delayed November Masters. The highest winning score is 1 over par, shared by Sam Snead in 1954, Jack Burke Jr. in 1956, and Zach Johnson in 2007. Amen Corner, the nickname for holes 11, 12, and 13, has decided countless Masters tournaments. The term was coined by sports writer Herbert Warren Wind in 1958, referencing an old jazz recording. The 12th hole, a seemingly simple 155-yard par 3, has wrecked more championship hopes than perhaps any hole in major championship golf, most famously when Jordan Spieth made a quadruple bogey in 2016, squandering a 5-shot lead. The Champions Dinner, held Tuesday night of tournament week, is another Masters tradition where the previous year's champion selects the menu for all past champions. Tiger Woods served cheeseburgers and milkshakes after his first win in 1997, while Scotty Scheffler served a Texas-style barbecue feast in 2023. The U.S. Open. The U.S. Open, established in 1895, is America's national championship and is traditionally held in mid-June, ending on Father's Day Sunday. The tournament is administered by the United States Golf Association and is known as the most physically and mentally demanding of all majors. The USGA intentionally creates challenging course setups with narrow fairways, a thick rough, and lightning-fast greens. The tournament's unofficial motto is "Par is a good score," with winning scores often much higher than other professional tournaments. The 2006 U.S. Open at Winged Foot saw Jeff Ogilvy win with a 5 over par total, and Hale Irwin's 7 over par victory at Winged Foot in 1974 earned that tournament the nickname the Massacre at Winged Foot. Unlike the Masters, the U.S. Open rotates between courses, typically selecting America's most prestigious venues like Pebble Beach, Oakmont, Shinnecock Hills, and Pinehurst. The tournament is open to both professionals and amateurs who can qualify through local and sectional qualifying rounds, truly making it open to any golfer good enough to qualify. The U.S. Open has produced some of golf's most memorable moments, including Tiger Woods' 15-stroke victory at Pebble Beach in 2000, still the largest margin of victory in any major championship. Jack Nicklaus, Ben Hogan, Bobby Jones, and Willie Anderson share the record for most U.S. Open victories with 4 each. Anderson remains the only golfer to win 3 consecutive U.S. Opens, doing so from 1903 to 1905. The tournament's lowest winning score relative to par is 16 under, achieved by Rory McIlroy in 2011 at Congressional Country Club. The highest winning score in the modern era is 7 over par, recorded by Hale Irwin in 1974. Phil Mickelson's U.S. Open heartbreak stands as one of golf's most compelling storylines. With a record 6 runner-up finishes, 1999, 2002, 2004, 2006, 2009, and 2013, Mickelson has come agonizingly close to completing the career Grand Slam. His most devastating loss came at Winged Foot in 2006, when he double bogeyed the 72nd hole when a par would have won, and a bogey would have forced a playoff. The 2008 U.S. Open at Torrey Pines featured one of golf's most legendary performances, with Tiger Woods defeating Rocco Mediate in a 19-hole Monday playoff, while playing with a torn ACL and stress fractures in his leg. Woods famously grimaced throughout the tournament, limping between shots before undergoing season-ending knee surgery days later. The Open Championship. The Open Championship, often called the British Open by Americans, is golf's oldest major tournament. First played in 1860 at Prestwick Golf Club in Scotland. Administered by the R&A, it's traditionally held in mid-July and is the only major played outside the United States. The Open rotates between a small group of historic links courses in Scotland and England, including St Andrews, considered the home of golf, Royal St George's, Royal Troon, Carnoustie, and Muirfield. These coastal links courses feature firm fairways, deep pot bunkers, and are heavily influenced by often brutal weather conditions, including wind, rain, and rapidly changing temperatures. The champion receives the famous claret jug, first awarded in 1872. Before that, winners received a belt called the Challenge Belt. When Tom Morris Jr. won the tournament 3 consecutive times from 1868 to 1870, he was awarded the belt permanently, leading to the creation of the claret jug. The Open Championship has produced some of golf's most dramatic finishes, including the Duel in the Sun in 1977 at Turnberry, where Tom Watson edged Jack Nicklaus in one of the greatest head-to-head battles in golf history. In 2009, 59-year-old Tom Watson nearly became the oldest major champion ever, losing in a playoff to Stuart Sink at Turnberry. Harry Vardon holds the record for most Open Championship victories with 6, achieved between 1896 and 1914. The tournament's lowest winning score relative to par is 20 under, set by Henrik Stenson in 2016 at Royal Troon, where he outdueled Phil Mickelson in another memorable Sunday battle. The road hole at St Andrews, the 17th, is considered one of the most difficult par 4s in championship golf. Its blind tee shot over the Old Course Hotel and treacherous road bunker have claimed countless victims. The Valley of Sin, a depression in front of the 18th green, has also played a pivotal role in many Open Championships, most notably when Constantino Rocca famously holed a putt from there to force a playoff with John Daly in 1995. Jean Van de Velde's collapse at Carnoustie in 1999 remains one of golf's most infamous meltdowns. Needing only a double bogey on the final hole to win, the Frenchman made a triple bogey after hitting into the Berryburn, eventually losing in a playoff to Paul Lawrie, who overcame a 10-shot deficit in the final round. The PGA Championship. The PGA Championship, organized by the Professional Golfers Association of America, was established in 1916 and is traditionally held in May, having moved from August in 2019. Originally a match play event until 1958, it switched to stroke play and has become known as Glory's Last Shot when it was the final major of the year. The winner receives the Wanamaker Trophy, named after businessman Rodman Wanamaker, who helped establish the PGA of America. The trophy weighs 27 pounds, making it the largest and heaviest of all major championship trophies. In a famous incident, Walter Hagen lost the original trophy in 1925 after claiming he'd left it with a taxi driver. The original wasn't recovered until 1930. The PGA Championship rotates between courses across America, typically favoring parkland-style courses with an emphasis on length. It has produced memorable moments like Tiger Woods' duel with Bob May at Valhalla in 2000, Y.E. Yang becoming the first Asian-born male major champion by defeating Tiger Woods in 2009, and Phil Mickelson becoming the oldest major champion at age 50 in 2021. Jack Nicklaus and Walter Hagen share the record for most PGA Championship victories with 5 each. The tournament's lowest winning score relative to par is 20 under, achieved by Jason Day in 2015 and Brooks Koepka in 2018. John Daly shocked the golf world in 1991 when, as the 9th alternate, he got into the field at Crooked Stick and won without ever having seen the course. His grip it and rip it style and everyman persona instantly made him a fan favorite. The 2000 PGA Championship featured one of the most dramatic duels in major championship history, with Tiger Woods and journeyman Bob May matching each other shot for shot. Woods eventually prevailed in a 3-hole playoff, completing the Tiger Slam by holding all 3 U.S. majors simultaneously. The Players' Championship. While not officially a major, the Players' Championship is often referred to as the fifth major due to its prestige, strong field, and large purse, often the largest in professional golf. Established in 1974, it's held annually in March at TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida. The tournament is known for its iconic 17th hole, the Island Green, a 137-yard par 3 surrounded entirely by water that has crushed the hopes of many contenders. The winner receives a gold-plated replica of the clubhouse at TPC Sawgrass. Jack Nicklaus has won the Players 3 times, more than any other golfer. The tournament's most memorable moment came in 2001 when Tiger Woods made his better-than-most putt on the 17th green, a 60-foot triple-breaking putt called by NBC's Gary Koch. Fred Couples has had a remarkable relationship with the 17th hole, making an ace there during a practice round and famously having his tee shot hang on the edge of the green in 1999 before making par. The hole has claimed countless victims, including Bob Tway, who made a 12 there in 2005 after hitting 4 balls in the water. The stadium course at TPC Sawgrass was designed by Pete Dye specifically to test the world's best players, with spectator viewing in mind. When it first opened, many players criticized it as too difficult and artificial, but it has since become one of the most recognizable courses in golf. Former majors, the Western Open. Before the Masters was established in 1934, the Western Open was considered a major championship. Founded in 1899, it was one of the most prestigious tournaments in early American golf. Walter Hagen won it 5 times, and legends like Gene Sarazen, Byron Nelson, and Sam Snead all claimed victories. The Western Open continued as a regular PGA Tour event until 2006, when it was replaced by the BMW Championship as part of the FedEx Cup playoffs. Women's major championships. The women's game currently recognizes 5 major championships: the Chevron Championship, formerly the ANA Inspiration, the U.S. Women's Open, the Women's PGA Championship, the Women's British Open, and the Evian Championship. The U.S. Women's Open, established in 1946, offers the largest purse in women's golf. Annika Sorenstam, Mickey Wright, and Betsy Rawls share the record for most victories with 4 each. The Women's British Open became a major in 2001 and is played on many of the same historic courses as the Men's Open Championship. The Chevron Championship, previously known as the Kraft Nabisco Championship and the ANA Inspiration, is famous for its winner's tradition of jumping into Poppy's Pond beside the 18th green at Mission Hills Country Club. This tradition began in 1988 when Amy Alcott spontaneously jumped into the pond after her victory. The Ryder Cup. While not a major championship, the Ryder Cup deserves mention as one of golf's most prestigious events. Established in 1927, this biennial team competition between the United States and Europe creates an intensity rarely seen in the typically gentlemanly sport of golf. The format features match play competitions including foursomes, 4-ball, and singles matches. Unlike regular tournaments, players compete for pride and country rather than prize money. The Ryder Cup has produced some of golf's most dramatic moments, including the War on the Shore at Kiowa Island in 1991, the Battle of Brookline comeback by the U.S. in 1999, and the Miracle at Medina European comeback in 2012. Europe has dominated the competition in recent decades, winning 7 of the last 10 contests, though the United States reclaimed the cup with a record 19-9 victory at Whistling Straits in 2021. The 1991 War on the Shore at Kiowa Island featured intense nationalism and controversy, culminating in Bernhard Langer's missed 6-foot putt on the final hole that would have retained the cup for Europe. The 1999 Battle of Brookline saw the U.S. team storm Justin Leonard's green after he made a long putt, even though Jose Maria Olazabal still had a putt to have the hole. A breach of golf etiquette that created lasting tensions. The Presidents Cup. Created in 1994, the Presidents Cup is modeled after the Ryder Cup, but features the United States against an international team of players from outside Europe. Held in alternate years from the Ryder Cup, it hasn't generated the same intensity or competitive balance, with the U.S. winning 12 of the 14 competitions, including 9 consecutive victories. The 2003 Presidents Cup in South Africa ended in a tie after Tiger Woods and Ernie Els remained deadlocked after 3 playoff holes in near darkness. Captains Jack Nicklaus and Gary Player agreed to share the cup rather than continue the playoff the next day, a display of sportsmanship that embodied the event's original spirit. But there's something I didn't tell you at the beginning of this video. While these tournaments define careers and create legacies, it's the players who truly make these events special. Their stories of triumph and heartbreak are what keep us coming back year after year. If you want to learn about the greatest golfers who dominated these majors, click on this video right here, where I break down every golf legend explained in 15 minutes. You'll discover exactly how these champions mastered the pressure of golf's biggest stages and the specific strategies they used to conquer golf's toughest tests. Don't miss it if you want to understand what separates the all-time greats from the one-hit wonders.